welcome back to Mountain Murders. I'm Heather.
And I'm Dylan.
Hey, Dylan.
I can't wait.
How are you? You can't wait for what?
Can't wait to discuss what we're going to talk about.
You don't even know.
I know, but I still can't wait.
You're clueless. Well, Dylan, I was thinking about this. Real estate agents really put themselves in harm's way.
Right.
Right? I mean, you're meeting a complete stranger in an empty home for a viewing, a showing, whatever you want to call it. And improved safety hasn't really been, I think, a topic for real estate agents. I mean, they pretty much just do the same things that they've been doing. Go to a home, you try to vet the client as much as you can, but you're really putting yourself at risk.
Well, it's like just the nature of their business. It's almost hard to get completely away from that method that exposes you to danger, right?
Right.
I mean, you hear some in some stories we've discussed, they'll tell a buddy or, a loved one where they're going every time they have a showing, let them know what their appointments look like and when maybe they're to be expected somewhere else. But there's really only so much you can do to make yourself safe in a situation like this.
Well, and think of not only are you meeting with like a strange client, but think of the other encounters they may have. There could be squatters, angry former homeowners. Like, let's say it was a foreclosure.
Yeah.
The homeowner was kicked out, or an eviction on a property that's now for sale.
Yeah, a house is a very important thing to people, and it could be a number of things that have really made them mad, right?
There could be abandoned like animals left at the property that could become aggressive.
Oh, cabinet possum. There
could be like a meth lab in an old abandoned home, and then you kind of encroach upon them. They could get angry.
Right.
I mean, this is like stuff that actually happens. So they really are putting themselves in harm's way. And I thought today we could discuss some of the crimes committed against real estate agents, but also crimes committed by real estate agents.
Well, and I think that's an interesting dynamic because you never think that they could actually be the perpetrator.
For example, 51-year-old real estate agent Andrew Von Stein was shot dead by a disgruntled client in one of the homes listed by the agent in Portage County, Ohio.
I ain't paying that closing cost, you son of a bitch. Here's your due diligence.
The agent was allegedly lured to the home by Robert Grijalaitis, who was upset about a sour deal that resulted in his wife losing her home. So he takes it out on the realtor.
And that makes absolutely no sense because if you got behind in foreclosure and all that, that doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes months and months.
You usually get a few warnings, yeah.
There's usually they offer you
chances to
catch up the bills.
Catch up, how we can help you dig out of this hole.
Yeah. Can you sell and at least, break
short
even?
sale.
Yeah, or quick sale or whatever you call that. Get it into someone else's name. There's all kinds of stuff. And for someone to be totally pissed off, like it came out of the blue when this has really probably been over, pushing a year for all this to happen, it kind of makes no sense.
Yeah, like you're taking it out on the wrong person.
And the realtor has nothing to do with any of it.
No. Vivian Martin, the owner of Essence Realty, was found dead in a listed home engulfed in flames in Youngstown, Ohio. The agent, a colon cancer survivor who was battling liver cancer at the time, was robbed of $56 and strangled by men claiming to be homebuyers.
I'll never understand people that lure someone to rob them and set them up like this for $56.
Yeah. Sarah Ann Walker, a 40-year-old real estate agent, was hosting an open house at a model home in McKinney, Texas, when she was stabbed 27 times by a felon out on parole. Now, her killer was later arrested, but that's very scary.
Okay.
And these stories where you have someone out on parole or they're out on bail and they're still committing crimes.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is that all about?
Well, and I'm sure if you dig into their history, a person like that who has absolutely no impulse control, you'll see that there was many times they could have been kept in jail, right?
Look, I've been watching a lot of, binge watching The First 48. episodes. And it's just amazing to me the lack of impulse control people have.
It's the number one problem that I see.
It really seems to be.
Yeah, and then you have all these a lot of times young people, and they kill someone. So obviously that's a terrible thing, and they affect that family. And now they're a lot of them go straight to jail,
And it's over like the dumbest shit.
and they don't get away with any of it.
Or
And-
getting into like a gunfight in a parking lot and somebody happens to catch a stray bullet and dies and they're not even involved.
right.
I mean, it's just really sad. Also, I've been watching episodes of Takedown with Chris Hansen
Oh my
on
gosh.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, some of the episodes are free, but there's some others like streaming service they want you to get so you can watch the full episodes. But I saw this fella, he's picked up in one of these sting operations, thinks he's been communicating with like a 14 or 15-year-old girl on the internet. He goes to the home. Of course, Chris Hansen's there in his turtleneck. So you know business is about to get real because he's wearing a turtleneck.
Yeah, he's like, just if you want to sit down, we have some things to
And people are
discuss.
so willing to just sit down and talk to him, right?
Yeah.
Even shake his hand at the end. And he's just asked them questions like, why are you a pervert?
Well, yeah.
What is your major malfunction?
And they always are like, well, I didn't really, I just wanted to come over and check on them.
I wanted to warn her
Oh.
from doing this kind of thing.
One guy even said that he was there to mentor
He
the
was.
14-year-old. And then Chris always pulls out the chat logs.
Okay. Listening to Chris Hansen in his investigative journalist voice ask these people or like questions like from their chat and like reading the chat conversations is hilarious. I mean, it's disgusting, but it's also really funny.
Yeah, it would be like, you said right here, you said you were really big. It's going to hurt.
What do you mean by
Now,
that?
what did you mean by that?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Dude.
Well, okay. Here was the point of my story. I'm watching this fella. He gets busted. He thinks he's talking to a 14, 15-year-old girl. Of course, they arrest him. He goes to jail, gets out on bail, and they report at the end of the episode that a week later, he's caught in a motel room with another 14-year-old girl while he's on bail for the arrest from this other sting operation.
All right. So there you go. There's your proof. Can't control himself. Because any normal person that's already in trouble for something, dealing with court, possibly jail, all that, would just get somewhere and get still, right?
Well, that's the thing. You get somebody out on parole, and they've been out for like a week, and then they go out and murder somebody else. I mean, you see it a lot on, like I mentioned, the First 48. And then just seeing that episode of Takedown, I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is wrong with you?
It doesn't make any sense.
The body of Brenda Wilburn was found bound inside the closet at her home in Pulaski, Tennessee. The real estate agent was allegedly murdered and robbed by a man named Robert Wayne Garner.
That sounds like a serial killer name.
Just for, shits and giggles, I guess.
I mean, how much money and valuables do they actually think this person is going to be carrying on them?
71-year-old Ann Nelson was robbed, strangled, and beaten with a fireplace poker in 2008 while showing a home to a man she thought was a prospective buyer.
So, I would be armed. Would you be armed?
As a realtor?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to be armed anyway, but yeah.
Well, I would definitely be armed. It would be the type of open carry situation where I'm not hiding my weapon. I'm letting you know I have a weapon and that I will shoot you if you attack me.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can conceal carry too. Like they have those waistbands
Right.
where you can like hide your gun in your pants.
And I think
and hide your gun.
a lot of times these people want to seem friendly, seem inviting, and all that for the customer or the prospective buyer. And I get that.
I'm going to intimidate the buyer.
Yeah.
I'm going to show them my 38 and be like, you want this house?
Well,
You want this house?
as I'm describing the layout, I'll just drop little nuggets like, if someone tried to attack me and rob me, I would shoot them. And I would sleep like a baby.
No, I would just
afterwards.
show them the gun and be like, what do you think about that master bath?
Okay.
Did you like that new tile job? Did you?
You're going to intimidate them?
And then they'll be like, I'm buying it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you full cash price.
So I could never be a realtor.
Right.
An Orange County real estate agent was raped and bludgeoned by a man masquerading as a prospective home buyer. The man raped the agent after finding her photo online. The agent was able to survive the brutal attack. The assailant, Sean David Yates, after she pretended to be dead.
God, what a
And
terrible.
of course, this guy's busted and ends up in jail.
What a terrible thing to have to do to get out of a situation like that.
So those are just a few cases of realtors being attacked or murdered. There are so many.
I was going to say, it seems like it happens more often than I
I think
realized.
it's a dangerous position. I think there's a lot of dangers that people maybe just don't think about or it's not really discussed. But I think it's a dangerous job.
Okay, now tell us some stories, Heather, of when the danger is on the other side of the door.
Well, we're getting to that, Dylan. As the housing market becomes competitive, maybe volatile, brokers can become disloyal. They can become resentful, maybe even a little unhinged. Which brings us to the summer of 2018 in Hong Kong, where within a span of a few days, 3 violent brawls spilled out onto the streets with hordes of real estate brokers fighting each other over customers and listings.
Oh my gosh.
The vicious competition-fueled clashes have caused the Estates Agent Authority, which I suppose is kind of like the authority in Hong Kong, to investigate the matter in an attempt to find a resolution to this type of violence. The EAA concluded that agents who indulge in future throwdowns are subject to having their license revoked for up to 3 years.
Well, I think that's a reasonable position, right?
Now, we still have this kind of hostility between brokers in the Western world, and sometimes it's not so subtle. In 2012, this takes place in Sarasota, Florida, by the way, Dylan. Nathan Andrew Dunham was arrested after he was caught stealing competitors' signs outside their firms and along residential sidewalks.
Oh my gosh.
When asked by a deputy to open his trunk, the 29-year-old broker had a stash of about 37 signs belonging to various realtors.
So he's taking everybody's sign.
Yeah. Though not as determined as Dunham, there was also a 60-year-old Cape Cod realtor named James Regan III who was booked into jail in 2016 after he was also caught stealing about a dozen signs. Both men were charged with petty larceny, and I don't exactly know what the outcome of that was,
Okay.
at trial, or if they pled out or if they were dropped or whatever. But stealing your competition signs, that just seems kind of pathetic to me.
Well, it's low down,
It's silly.
right? It's a low blow.
It's a silly thing to do.
And you were explaining to me how much effort real estate, if you want to be successful, how much effort the agents put into marketing, advertising themselves.
Paying out of their, most of the time, I mean, depends on which firm or agency you're associated with. But in many cases, the agents are responsible for paying out of pocket for
Right.
their own signage, advertising. I mean, so, and that's not cheap.
And you said some of that can be fairly costly.
You might spend thousands of dollars a month on advertising and marketing yourself as an agent.
And you put all this time and effort, and then
Yeah.
you have some asshole like this coming right behind you,
Takes money to make money.
taking your signs up.
Yeah. I mean, that just seems very childish to me. Now, it is safe to assume that one of the last places that you would expect to find a den of narcotics trafficking, a drug den, would be in a, quiet neighborhood at a realty firm. In Cheddick, Wisconsin in 2017, 53-year-old Quinlan Thomas was busted for selling methamphetamine to a police confidential informant at Cheddick Realty.
Okay.
His arrest came after an investigation was conducted by the Byron County Sheriff's Office that spanned over several months. So dealing drugs out the real estate agency.
So he can get you a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and some meth?
Come by.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a mortgage. I'll give you some options. We'll get some MLS listings, and then I'll throw in some meth.
Yeah, why not? Because those meth addicts and home buyers, those kind of go hand in hand, right?
Yeah, so this is kind of reminds me of like the Wolf of Wall Street. 37-year-old Robert McCann and his colleagues consistently engaged in, quote, coded conversations, referring to life siphoning narcotics as ice, rice, or wine. McCann was accused of peddling meth to his associates.
Okay.
You got to wake up. You got to really be a go-getter.
The high on meth high on meth bird gets the worm, right?
Yeah. So you want to get a listing, you've got to get out there, get some meth, pound the streets,
Okay.
right? Make it happen. So he's arrested in 2015, and despite being all over the news and, of course, having an already well-known image as a realtor, billboards, that kind of thing, then he's all over the news for this arrest. He goes on to open a brand new realty branch called First National in Cleveland, in spite of the fact he has this pending trial. And what's really strange, Dylan, is homeowners are still handing their keys over to him, regardless of the possibility that if he's convicted, he's likely going to be stripped of his license and even maybe incarcerated.
So it didn't even slow down his clientele.
No. And he liked to blame his downfall on stress he endured following the breakdown of a relationship. So he's trying to get pity for dealing drugs to his friends. Like, you can trust me.
Well,
I'll sell your house.
Makes no sense.
I was just having a bad relationship.
He sounds successful. Sounds like he's found some success at realty and making good money, I'm sure. But then he can't help himself. He still wants to sell drugs on the side and put all the rest of it at risk.
Or that people are still trusting him.
Right.
I'm not going to hand my keys over to you.
No, I'll come back and there's like no copper pipes left in my house.
Oh my gosh. In 2016, 22-year-old Houston area real estate agent Kayla Marissa Seloff was caught getting it on in the home of one of her clients.
That would be so very embarrassing.
Responding to a possible burglary, police discovered Seloff and a male companion, in passionate embrace.
Doing the do.
Having a rendezvous. She was giving him a showing on the floor in one of the rooms of a vacant residence. Yeah. So in the end, the duo was charged with criminal trespass because the former client did press charges.
So you trust this person to help you sell your house, and then they're banging somebody on the bare floor.
I mean, is it a nice? I mean, if it's a really nice home, maybe you do feel romantic. There's a big, beautiful fireplace. Maybe there's a bearskin rug on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And be like, me so horny. Me love you long time.
So just meet me over maybe she was cheating on her loved one or something. That's why you're meeting in a vacant house.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was like a fetish.
Oh, like she's an exhibitionist or something?
Yeah, she's a part of Bare Room Bangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your new website?
Yeah, it is.
It's people having sex in empty rooms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of stand-up sex.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I don't like a lot of clutter, so I might be into that.
You're stupid.
Now, in 2013, a New Jersey real estate agent named Robert Lindsay intentionally overpriced a client's house with the sole purpose of using it as his personal sex pad with a fellow broker.
So he doesn't want it to sell.
He doesn't want it to sell, but he wants to be able to go over there, take this coworker that he's having some sexcapades with.
The asking price is $1 billion.
But here's the thing, Dylan. They didn't realize there were security cameras in the house that captured these exploits.
Oh, my gosh.
And so the homeowner can see these hidden cameras and is watching their real estate agent having sex multiple times on the homeowner's bed.
Now, it's pretty funny they didn't say something after the first time.
Well, maybe they just didn't know. Like, I get alerts all the time for our cameras, and I don't always check.
Right.
It's usually nothing, right? But if you're not checking and then you go back a couple of days and you're like, holy shit.
It wasn't the neighbor's cat.
It wasn't the cat. Yeah.
Or they are into watching other people have sex in their vacant home. and it's a very niche.
Well, it sounds like maybe
fetish.
it wasn't vacant because there was a bed in there.
Oh my gosh, that's way worse, right?
Oh my gosh. A Michigan real estate agent named Scott Adelhock had sex in at least 6 homes between 2013 and 2015. Instead of showing his clients' homes to potential buyers, he was busy getting a little workout in their beds.
He was showing his penis to other women.
He also allowed a female companion to conduct therapy sessions with her counselor in at least 2 of the homes.
Who does like a pop-up therapy session?
Some other fellow realtor intercepted some of his wife's texts detailing their scandalous trysts.
So, I mean, if you're the homeowner in a situation like this and you find out some weird stuff like this is going down in your house, how mad would you be?
I'd be pretty upset. Just that trust is broken,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it's still your home is so important, right?
You've signed a contract with this person. They're licensed, allegedly a professional.
Well, and selling or buying a home is a big deal
It is a big deal.
in people's lives. And that's got to lead you to believe that at the very least, your best interest is not what matters to this person.
There's a lot of money involved in these transactions.
Yeah.
Right? In 2013, a couple, they were pretty dissatisfied with their previous realtor in Arlington, Virginia. So they hired a 60-year-old named Stephen Broom as their new agent to list their home. And Broom seemed to be like a perfect match.
Sweeping out the
this-
competition.
Yeah, for this household. He was frail. He had a really calm demeanor. But this couple had webcams installed throughout the home, and it captured some unsettling things. So this little meek-mild Broom entered the house, headed straight for the master bedroom. As these cameras filmed, he could be seen rifling through the wife's closet and underwear drawer. Like a kid opening a Christmas present. Like he's all delighted. He's going through her bras and panties.
God, so gross.
Yeah, there's just something so sick and disturbing of somebody. The thought of somebody rummaging through my underwear.
It's such a private thing. I mean, it really is.
So he eventually settles on a negligee. He leaves the residence and takes this lingerie with him.
Okay.
Like he steals it. Yeah. I mean, as this couple is watching, I'm sure they are like, what the fuck?
No, that's so weird. That would totally freak me out.
Oh, and not only that, Dylan, but they caught him sniffing through all of the items in the drawer.
See, I would almost be kind of ashamed if they didn't at least sniff. Because you got to sniff, right?
Why?
Well, because, I mean,
No.
what if they don't think I'm good enough to sniff, right? I mean, I think in a weird way it shows a lot of admiration.
You're gross.
But, I mean, just no, hear me out.
Mm-mm.
Because
I don't want to hear you
they've
out.
been wondering all this time what your ass smells like. And if only you knew, right? If only you had known, you might have let them sniff it.
You're disturbing me right now. And I have to say, I listened to a partial interview the other day of a soft white underbelly with a fart fetishist.
Oh,
And can I just say the guy looked exactly how I'd imagine a fart fetishist would look? And he's like really into it.
so he wants people to like fart in his face?
He wants like women to fart on him.
Okay.
He really likes it.
He constantly has pink eye.
Well,
I wonder if you could fart in a jar and sell them. I think that's a thing.
Well, the deviant sniffer in this case was given supervised probation. Oh, he was charged with unlawful entry and petty larceny.
Now, I often wonder if humans acted like dogs when they meet other dogs or, smell.
What, you just go sniffing each other's asses? Is that what you're saying?
Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah. I'm glad that we don't do that, Dylan.
But I bet you could tell a lot about a person.
No,
If
well, I don't want to know. Look, bro, we went earlier to our local botanical garden, like Arboretum area, to walk Rufus.
Yeah,
They have some nice little trails.
Nice, beautiful fall day. Yeah.
And I don't know how, but we walked past a group. It was like 3 teenagers, a boy and 2 girls. And I would say they couldn't have been any older than like maybe 14.
Yeah, 14, 13.
And I'm telling you, we walked by and we're outdoors and the rank body odor hit me like a damn freight train.
From 30 feet away.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening? So somebody in this group stank. And I'm thinking maybe it was the whole group of kids. And I get it. Teenagers are kind of gross and dirty. I mean, I remember being like a stinky teenager. And, you know, they're like a little gross. Their bodies are doing all that weird shit. But wash your ass, bro.
Yes, but I also remember having teenagers and telling them, when we get home, you're
Take
going
a
straight to
shower.
the shower and you're going to make sure you clean yourself properly.
Put on some deodorant.
Because I'm not going to ride around the car with your body odor making my eyes water. Not living like that.
No.
No.
Do you not smell yourself when you stink?
Man, I got to say
Because
that.
I'm telling you, sometimes like I'll go to the gym and work out and get a really good one in and get a whiff of my pits. And I'm like, ooh, I'm a disgusting human being.
So you couldn't go like for days like that?
Oh, gosh, no. No, I could never. You know, I'm like obsessed with hygiene.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll scrub myself with some bleach before I let that happen.
All right. So thank you for those stories.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And so if anyone is out there.
We're actually not even finished.
Oh, okay. I'm
we
sorry.
have more. Are you trying to close up shop?
No, I was just going to tell our listeners to maybe keep this in mind if they are, either selling or purchasing a home. Of course, if they want a 6 or 7% rate, this is a great time to buy.
Now, this is very strange, Dylan. In 2017, a computer repairman was working for a client in Kane County, Utah. The customer happened to be a real estate agent, 49-year-old real estate agent. And so while this guy is like helping, with whatever the issue is on this computer, he finds a vast, what was described as an alarming amount of photographs. He eventually alerts authorities about this, and they conduct some forensic examination. They end up finding hundreds of images of prepubescent girls and local children and women who were unknowingly stalked and photographed. And this 49-year-old realtor had even taken photos of his female coworkers.
Damn.
And had zeroed in on one woman in particular in his neighborhood.
This is scary.
And he's got this on his work computer, these images.
No, this type of behavior is very scary. Stalking, watching people without them knowing it.
So even more disturbing is the fact that the agent was taking pictures of framed photographs of children and adolescent females while in the homes. So he is in the process of selling these homes. And not only is he hiding and taking pictures, but he's walking around taking pictures of the family's framed photos
Oh, my
on
God.
the walls and shit.
That's so weird.
It's really weird. Yeah. I don't know about all that, Dylan. In 2005, Greg and Lene Thomas settled on a home for $640,000, but at the last minute, they decided to go with a different realtor over some concerns they were having with their current agent's contract. So 3 years later, Sandra Haddad, 49, would seek retribution for the commission that she lost. After recruiting 4 13-year-old boys, 2 of them were family friends, Haddad sent these kids over to the Thomas's residence armed with vegetable oil and spray paint.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, while the couple was on vacation, the boys smashed out windows, outside lights, spray painted vulgar language and images on the walls and fence, permanently stained the driveway with oil. It was like $17,000 in damage. Now, in a short time, the culprits were identified, and the boys were charged as juveniles with felony criminal mischief. And Haddad also was charged as well.
So
She was charged with contributing to the delinquency of minors and misdemeanor count of criminal mischief.
So this was 3 years after?
2 years after
2
she
years.
loses commission on this home, I think.
She just can't live with it.
That's wild.
She's given all that time to think about it, and I'm sure had opportunities to sell other homes, get other commissions, and she just cannot let it go.
No. And Dylan, one of the most disturbing cases, I know a lot of folks who are into true crime know the story of Lindsay Buziak. And since her story takes place in Canada, we will likely never have an opportunity to discuss it So now's a good time.
Okay.
Now, are you familiar with Lindsay Buziak's story?
I'm not sure.
So she was a real estate agent in Canada, I guess in a suburb of Victoria, British Columbia. It's called Saanich. She was murdered on February 2nd of 2008 after being lured to meet a man and a woman posing as prospective clients. They had called saying they were seeking $1 million home, and the murder remains unsolved.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Buziak, in late January, she gets this call from a woman who says, like, my husband and I are looking to buy a home. We have a budget of $1 million. The caller did have a bit of a foreign accent, and later they determined she was using a fake name. So Buziak's a little, unnerved by the nature of this call. Like, something just doesn't seem right to her. So she asks the caller, how did you get my personal cell phone number? At the time, she was a relatively, new associate. So she wasn't as established and well-known as other people in her firm.
So she wouldn't expect to get a call like this.
Right. So the caller's like, oh, well, one of your previous clients shared it with me. Buziak, told her boss and her dad about this call and that she had some concerns. But she was encouraged to go meet with this client because it was a high commission. And she would earn, of course, that money if she sold the home. I mean, $1 million home, that's got to be a chunk of change, right?
Yeah, I think they get depending on the state, is it 6% or maybe 3%?
Right. So she ends up finding a suitable property. At this point, she's kind of been talked into this, arranges an appointment with these clients to show the home at about 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, February 2nd. Now, her boyfriend is named Jason Zalo, and he's a member of a prominent, wealthy family that owns this successful real estate business. So he's a realtor, and his girlfriend is also working there, right? So Jason Zalo, he tells her, it'll be okay. I'm going to go with you. I'll wait outside the property in my car in case anything happens. You'll have backup. The couple eats a late lunch. They pay their bill around 4:24 p.m. Then they leave in separate vehicles. It's believed that Buziak returned to her house to change clothes before this viewing appointment. Her boyfriend traveled to an automotive repair shop to pick up a colleague. Although he was running a little bit late to meet his girlfriend, he agreed he would stop and pick this fella up. And there is CCTV footage from the auto shop showing him leaving with this coworker at about 5:30 p.m. Jason and Lindsay exchanged several text messages. So Lindsay knew that her boyfriend was going to be late. The street upon which this house is located, it was called D'Souza Place, has a small cul-de-sac, and there's only 4 houses.
I'd say 4 large houses.
Well, yeah, but only 4 houses. Now, the house she found in this area was number 1702, and it's at the outer end of the cul-de-sac on an intersection between D'Souza Place and a main thoroughfare, Torquay Drive. The side of the property and the fence of the back garden kind of run parallel to this Torquay Drive, which, again, is a very busy intersection.
Okay.
Busy road. So the caller had told Buziak that she would come alone to the viewing, but there was a man and a woman there. So at 5:30, 2 witnesses saw a 6-foot-tall white man with dark hair and a blonde-haired woman between the ages of maybe 35 and 40. She was wearing a very distinctive dress, walking up to this cul-de-sac. The witnesses saw Buziak greet this couple. She shakes hands with them. So, of course, these witnesses are like, okay, it's pretty obvious she doesn't know this couple.
Right.
They're just now kind of being introduced or whatever. So Buziak and the couple go into the house. Jason and his colleague arrive at the home at about 5:40 p.m. Now, as they are driving to the property, Jason says he saw a figure through the glass of the front door. He parks outside and is out there for about 10 minutes, then drove to another street to wait because he didn't really want to be the, quote, nosy boyfriend. After waiting another 10 minutes, Jason texts his girlfriend to confirm that the situation is okay, but she never opens the message.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, Dylan, if this is happening, what is your first reaction? are you going to be like, okay, she's wrapped up in conversation with this couple, or I think something's wrong, I'm going to go help? Just curious.
After the first time I text and she never answers back, I think I would probably be the nosy boyfriend, right? Even if I blow a sale. Honestly, given I understand he comes from like say a family of realtors and they've been around this for a long time. They have a successful business. So maybe this kind of makes more sense as far as, but when you have a gut feeling about something, right? You should always go with your gut, even if it costs you money, even if it costs you a relationship with someone or whatever might be the cost, because you have gut instincts for a reason. And personally, I would have made her wait until I was with her, and I would have met them together if she's having, misgivings before she even gets there.
So here's the thing. She never opens the message. After waiting about 20 minutes, he decides to go back to the house. He even goes up to the front door and finds it locked when he tries to open it. Now, it sounds like the glass on the front door has some kind of coating or...
Yeah, I'm sure it's opaque.
Yeah, so you can't exactly see through it. It's kind of mottled glass or whatever. He sees his girlfriend's shoes in the entrance hallway, but no sign of movement. And he keeps knocking on the door. Nobody answers. Finally, he calls 911. So while Jason is on the phone with the operator, his colleague finds a gap in the fence in the back garden and enters through the backyard. And he sees that the back patio door is wide open. So he summons Jason, who's on the phone with the operator, hey, we found an inn, let's go in. So that's when Jason ends the phone call. So he and his colleague go through the main level of the house. They have to unlock the front door. Or I guess, his friend unlocks the front door, lets Jason in. They run upstairs and immediately find Lindsay Buziak lying in a pool of blood in the master bedroom.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this time her boyfriend calls 911 a second time. And then, of course, emergency services arrive soon after that. But she was pronounced dead when the paramedics arrived. She'd been stabbed multiple times. There were no defensive wounds. So they speculate that she had maybe had her back turned when she was attacked.
Right. She had no idea what was going to happen.
Right. And it was just taken by surprise. None of her possessions had been stolen. She hadn't been sexually assaulted. And this couple is nowhere to be found.
So, what is even the point of what they did?
The crime scene had no DNA, no fingerprints, no other physical evidence. And now, law enforcement believes the murder was maybe well organized and executed by people who had killed before. This could have even been a hired hit.
Oh, really?
Very strange. But the killer remains unknown, and this case is unsolved.
Now, that's wild because she was trying to her best to take precautions, right? She had a bad feeling, but her boyfriend was going to be close by, at least, if she needed him. And then you have these people meet her in broad daylight, it sounds like, and then do something like this and get away with it.
It's really strange. Since the murder, the investigation was launched. This has been years-long investigation into this cold case.
Right.
Right? And through that investigation, they have come up with some really strange details, information. For example, there had been a really big drug bust in January of that year. A friend was arrested, and it's been speculated that Buziak's murder may have been ordered by a cartel because she was thought to be a police informant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, who did she piss off enough for them to send hired assassins after her?
Well, detectives say that she was not an informant and that they don't believe that she was, killed because of this. But there are a lot of folks who do believe that somehow she, was involved in this. She knew people who were part of this drug ring and that she was talking or was going to talk.
Or at least knew information that she could talk about.
It's just a very strange story. Some folks have even pointed to her boyfriend and his family as if maybe they had some involvement.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, I wonder if they took a hard look at the boyfriend and their insistence that she keep this appointment even though she's not feeling it, right?
Yeah, like I said, it's just a very strange case, and it's a very popular. There's a lot of podcasts covering it. I think I've heard it on at least probably 2 or 3 different podcasts. So if you want to know more about Lindsay Buziak's unsolved case, cold case, a lot of info out there about it.
Damn, it's terrible.
I know. I don't know why I was just really interested in like talking about some realtors today, because they really do like put themselves in harm's way.
They take a chance.
They do take a chance.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of jobs like that. Like if you do like cable installation, internet installation, like you're a plumber, like any job where you're just going in to a stranger's home.
Well, dude, any of these gig economy jobs, they know to the minute when you're going to be there.
Uber, DoorDash, yeah.
I'm sure it's almost always strangers, or you may have repeat customers, but a lot of times it might be the first time you've ever come to that house. So you have no idea how the people are that live there or their intentions or anything, right?
Well, that's true.
I mean, it's almost like, back in the day, it was the pizza delivery driver.
I mean, yeah, they could get robbed, killed.
Yeah, attacked, beat up, whatever.
Somebody steals the pizza. Some kids dressed as Ninja Turtles come up and start karate chopping the pizza guy.
Well, I don't know how often that happened.
Well, I'm sure it's happened.
All right.
Well, thank you for sitting down with me today to discuss some of these real estate crimes.
Thank you. I enjoyed that, Heather. And until next time, we cannot wait to talk to our listeners again.
We miss you guys.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.